Right. So like this is an example of sequence of events, and then the low correlation at the beginning of the day is a little iffy. I mean, technically there was a low here, right, going in, and then we had a high, like rose back up, and then we dropped. But I mean, it's not going to be 100% all the time, guys. The thing is that once we hit, this is definitely like strife energy here, right? Strife energy. We meet this resistance level and then we decline with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. It turns into sideways fluctuating decline, which is the Empress card. They're kind of similar energies, except the Empress card doesn't it doesn't have like a move to resistance first. It's just kind of a sideways fluctuating decline. You combine that with this worry card where we decline to and through support, meet a second support, and we rotate sideways along that support. And then we moved into the Queen of Wands here. And that's about 2 o'clock. So sequence of events is what I'm talking about here. Aside from this low correlation, everything seems pretty solid. Even the higher open, I started utilizing the pre-market card as the relativity card. I don't know if I mentioned this before. Rather than using the sneak preview card, this is more just like something that stands out, maybe from like for the prior for the next day, something in there that stands out. But see, like it's here at the end of the day is a cross-reading congruency from the Lust card, right, in the post-market. Um, so this indicated a higher open, and that's pretty much what we had. And also, it kind of indicated that it might be a top. Like a lot of the times when you see the abundance card, it's going to indicate a local high or a high of some kind. But this early behavior is it's a little iffy. Aside from that, the success card and the low correlation. Other than that, though, pretty notable. This is all pretty accurate. We had a pretty big decline into like what is this, about 1 o'clock. It's a little bit before 1 o'clock. We have this Rado, I think it is. I have to look up, but I believe the name is Rado. And in that direction, it's indicating a decline, a significant decline. So you can see significant decline, and then we have this Queen of Wands, which is a rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance to meet a second resistance before pulling back to somewhere between those two price levels. Right? It was kind of combined with the well, what do you got? We got about 30 minutes left. So this right here looks like it's the power card where we're attempting to establish support, and what that would probably indicate is more movement to the upside. But this is tricky. Like right here was a trade opportunity. This is about 3 o'clock, and this was a significant trade opportunity. If you opened up a if you opened up a long position in the midst of this dip here midday, and there was a notable move at what is that, 11 o'clock? A little bit early. Oh wait, no, right here. There's that notable move. That's this ruin right here, which I'd have to look up the name. And then we had another decline commence with the Black Bull. This is where you would cash out of a short position. When you see the skull and bones, it's either opening a short position or it's like closing a short position. Skull and bones is about negative decline. Any case, so this would have been where you'd exit the long, and then we may have more movement to the upside. We may not, but I think we probably open. If we don't see a significant decline here at the very end of the day, I would say we probably open lower. But if we move to the upside, if we do move to the downside significantly, then it's likely that we open higher based on the abundance card. It'd be like a near overbought crest that we would sell off from. But my sense is that we probably have... Oh, well, here we go. Look at this. That could be the failure card right there. We've got about 25 minutes left. Hey, guys. Hey, Round Earth. Hey, AV. Hey, Dumb Money. Bitcoin's better than the SPY. The trend direction for USO in October, November, December. Man, I almost did the 2023 1 year yesterday for USO. Like I almost completed it. But then I changed my mind. I was like I should just work on 2024s. Let's see here. It's pretty I have pretty limited data because it's an incomplete markup. Somebody else was asking about USO. Let's see. Okay. Oh, see, I did start it right there. And then I changed my mind. Hierophant. So let's do it now. Empress, lovers. There's the Empress. I don't see the lovers. Magus, 2, 3, 4 wands. This is going to take too much time to do live. I'll have to do it later. But what do I see? November's pretty bullish, but it turns like we decline into November and then it's pretty bullish, and then there's a peak towards the last week of November that we decline off of pretty notably an overbought peak or crest. And then prominent lows here. Let's look at the chart. Yeah, so there's a reversal in October near peak or crest, and then we declined pretty notably in like out of October into November, and it looks like the low of October may actually be the low of October might be on the cusp there, or really be it might be speaking about the first week of November. But there's a pretty notable move to the upside in November to a peak or crest towards the end of the month, and then we decline into early December. A rally out of that decline in early December to a peak or crest mid month, about the same high as the one that we had in November. And we should decline pretty hard from that to a prominent trough, maybe in like the end of the third week or something like that. That's USO. See, this is the type of futility thing where we broke through the 200-day moving average, which a lot of, would make a lot of people feel we're going lower. But then, even though we broke through and we went all the way down there, we still had this big move to the upside, pushing us higher. But it was nullified because it wasn't enough to bring us to like a positive, to a green bar. Um, that's November. What am I doing today? All right, so that's a pretty big that's a pretty notable decline there, and that would be that low correlation at the end of the day, which is why we're saying there's possibility of that. But if we didn't see it, it would be the following morning. And out of this trough, we probably have a pretty big move back to the upside, um, based on the Lust card and the fact we've got about 24 minutes left. We could go lower. It could end up being like a lowest low, but I don't see a lot of decline card there. There's not a lot of decline energy there to indicate a lowest low. It's just we've got a low correlation, which kind of gives it away a little bit. But it's also a cross-trading congruency to the upside, so I would really expect a pretty big move to the upside, probably back to this resistance here. Overall, it looks like a It's a pretty mixed day, but I think bullish 28th. It's mixed. It's pretty mixed. It's not straight bullish. It's pretty mixed into the fifth. Rarely in the market will you see like a V-shaped reversal, guys. Usually you've got sideways behavior in between big moves higher and big moves lower. It's just kind of it's actually it's alchemy as well. The sideways movements are swords and discs energy, air and earth. Tesla, if it's still on track the rest of the week. November readings are about to drop on our website. Anybody that um, has a paid subscription or early access to the public versions. Yeah, it looks on track. This is very much we're bumping up against resistance here. The majority of the day, we're bumping up against the resistance level. It's a diagonal resistance. It's not like the norm to see that as the Valor card, but this could definitely be considered the Valor card. You just don't see it like in a bearish way very often. We're also kind of seeing this little thing going on here. Right, I have that low on the cusp there of the 26th, 27th, and ends up being in the 27th. But this end of day kind of bump is an opportunity to open up some protection or open up a short position before more decline. Hey, Tibraze. Do I see October 2nd government shutdown that would tank the markets? I mean, there's strong possibility of a highest high there on the second. with like there's a rally there at some point on the second into a highest high for the month, and that's where you should open up a short before this sharp decline off of a peak or crest that may start on the second, it may start on the third, but we have a prominent trough there, and then it looks like we rebound back to the highs again before we start really tanking. But if it's a really strong downward trend, then this could be skewed where this ends up being higher than these. Wow. It might really end up being a low slow. And look how this held true, guys. It was the failure card into the low for the month. I mean, this is definitely a failure. Just the theme didn't work out so hot, which is very interesting. Is there a government shutdown on October 2nd? Wow, I got a yes. I got 2 yeses and a no. Let me make sure the science card is yes. It's a maybe. Okay, so it could go either way. Interesting. Try that again. Is there an extension to the deadline on October 2nd? I got a yes. 2 yeses and a no. Do I see it return to 350? Jesus, that would be crazy. But we haven't hit the lower end of this RSI either, you know? I got 2 yeses and a no. That's a yes for 350. Wow. Well, as far as the Mercury retrograde strategy, right, we should have a little bit of a bounce here, right, into the end of, to fulfill the pattern, we should have a little bit of a bounce here into that brown line. So we should see something along those lines, but it's very mixed here. So the fact that weekends kind of throw off the pattern a little bit and it's such a short period of time and it's so mixed, it's kind of up in the air as far as which direction we go. I think it's going to stay mixed rather than just being a bounce to the upside, probably stay mixed. The end of Mercury retrograde shadow would indicate a reversal of some kind, but it doesn't need to be a lasting reversal. All right, so I started daydreaming, but let's see here. Peak at the end of a peak at the end of, or a peak at the beginning of October into a decline, pretty notable decline towards the end of the month, into a trough around the cusp of October, November. Decline in October, November, in the very early part of October, November offers an opportunity to open up a long position. Pretty big move. Actually, it looks like that decline might continue into mid. It might continue into mid-November. Hard to say, either early or mid-November, but out of that decline comes a pretty notable move to the upside that takes us out of November into December. And the move into December offers an opportunity to close out of a long position or open a short position. I'd say in this case probably close out of a long position there. Which will rally more, ARC coin or MSTR? Looks like coin is the winner there. There's a resistance level highlighted from MSTR that we sell off pretty notably from. I got the wealth card for coin. Maybe somebody will order the 2024 coin reading. That would be cool. What do I think? Hey B, what do I think about Netflix this week and the next week? Started daydreaming. Sorry, guys. Just one of those days. So that last peak, and then we went into lows. Crazy. These theme cards, it's the second one that's off, so like significantly off. When I did these September readings, I must have been really off my game. But there's still a lot of accurate stuff here. All right, we had that prominent crest there, back into a trough. I don't think I would buy calls in Netflix just yet. And guys, what we're looking at now is a 1-year report, which you can order on our website, Tarot for Traders, and get basic information about each month, as well as where highs and lows are for the year. and best trade opportunities. You can do that here on our website, Tarot for Traders, under our services, ESO Meta Posts. Scroll down the 1 year report, and you specify what year, right here, what stock or crypto, and order. And it's a great way to support the channel. Much appreciation to everybody that goes ahead and does that. Well, based on the 1 year, you might pick up a little bit. I wouldn't pick up a full position of calls or long position in Netflix here because it's still pretty mixed looking at October. On the 23rd, there's a pretty good opportunity to open up a long position on the 18th as well. Appreciate it, Robert. We got that last one coming out relatively soon, like tonight or tomorrow, depending if they get to it tonight. But I'm going to roll here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, make sure to follow that Rule of Karma for the new viewers. Rule of Karma is the whole purpose of the channel. You do so here on the resources tab of our website, where we ask that you donate 5% of the profits that you make from this information forward to one of these charities, effectively transmuting the competitive energy of the stock market into goodwill. And then 5% of the profits back to the channel here. That helps support the channel and keep us able to put out new content. Eventually, when we have enough people, that will help us to grow the team. And it leaves you at 90%, which is way more than a stockbroker would leave you with. You spend that money out of love and follow those rules. The universe considers you an angel investor of the channel, and they're going to send it back to you tenfold, my friends. Friday's very bearish. Oops. It looks pretty mixed to me. Hard to say where the low is because it's nullified, but it looks mixed to me. When you look at the 1 month, it's out of a decline. There's a pretty big move higher. We probably have a drop overnight. AV, did I answer your question? I don't see another question. Matter of fact, let's recap real quick. See how important that price level was? This big, thick brown line is an Emperor card, which is like a support that's important on a scale bigger than the scale of the chart or the reading. And you can see when we broke through that, it went pretty intensely to the downside. Oh, I answered that. About Friday, it looks mixed, but we probably have a drop early in the morning or overnight. and then the end of the day looks actually bullish to me. But it's mixed overall with maybe probably a drop, a overnight drop or something like that. Yeah, I would probably get, see here you've got the Ace of Wands at the end of the day tomorrow, towards the end of the day. I would utilize that as an opportunity to open up a short position. It also looks like there may be, after a big move midday, there may be a sharp drop before this move to the upside. I would say there's an important range that's highlighted in the last 2 hours of trading will rally into it, and that's really that important range is where I would probably open up a short position. I might up a little bit, like if we have a big move midday, like around 1 o'clock to a resistance, and we stall out at that resistance, I might open up a little bit of a short position there. We probably have a drop and then another move to the upside. And in that move to the upside, in the last 2 hours, I would open up the rest of my short position. Maybe another part of it, and then at the close, the remainder. Hard to say, but hmm. Yeah, and then I would probably sell it first thing in the morning, but there's no trade advisement here. Well, actually, there is. The Queen of Discs can be a trade card. It's a revisiting of a support level that was a past opportunity, so it could mean that it's an opportunity again. We're probably going to bounce around this price level for a little bit here before we decline further. All right, my friends, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.